Hey, welcome back to Clint Street Machines. You know, making these short videos is pretty tough because I got a lot of stuff I'd like to tell you guys, and most of it ends up on the floor. We have a lot of new viewers here, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do an official introduction of our new project. The project itself isn't new. We've had this truck for quite a while, but this is what it looked like when we got it. And this is what it looked like just a few months ago. And this is what it looks like now. This is our 1989 Chevy S10 Tahoe. It is a long bed. Normally not a long bed guy, but I think on this truck it looks really good. Just a few months back, I wanted to really do something with this truck. I was at a point where we finally have a shop and a garage, and I have the time and the space and everything to build something above and beyond what I normally do, which is normally just upgrades and things like that and small projects. I wanted to do a full build. Just a few months ago, the goal for this truck was probably airbag it, eliminate the pinch weld on the bottom of the rockers, get it to where I could lay rockers by moving the frame up inside, doing a body drop or a floor drop or a custom frame or something like that, get it on some 20-inch I-rocks and get it really low was the goal, right? Once we realized how much work we were going to have to do just to make it just another lowered mini truck, I realized, well, what can we do above and beyond that if I'm taking the limits off, so to speak. And really what I want is I want something with some big tires in the back and a big old V8 engine up front. I've always wanted a pro street vehicle, and I've never had one. So that's what we're going to do. Now, this is still going to have to be a budget build. So we're using a lot of different parts from a lot of different vehicles, which is why we're coming up with the name Spare Parts. Right now what you see is we have a big block Mopar, a 400, which is a B-series Mopar engine, low deck if you will. This engine is in there for mock-up because this is the engine I plan on using. I have a couple small block Chevys in the corner. I could use those, but I just can't put a small block Chevy in an S10. It's just been done too many times. I mean, I can't even go to a local cruise night without seeing a Chevy with an S10 or an S10 with a small block Chevy in it. Either that or an LS. It's one of the two always. And every show I go to, every event, like I said, there's always at least one. I've seen as many as 5 in one event, and even tubbed. There's several around. Just in my just driving around in the area here in Knoxville, I've seen 3 or 4 different tubbed first generation S10s. So just putting big tires in the back isn't special, and just putting a small block Chevy in the front isn't special, but let's put the biggest tires we can in the back, and let's put a big block Mopar in it, because I happen to have one here. And that's how this project was born. In the last video, we talked about the tires we're going to order, which ended up being the 31 1850-15 Hoosier Pro Streets. I'm just waiting for those to come in. As far as the rims go, we're going to have to run a 15x15 rim. I am leaning towards just the weld drag lights because they're honestly they're the cheapest entry-level lightweight wheel. There's a lot of cheap steel wheels I can get in a 15x15, but I don't really want to. I want to keep the wheels lightweight. I've driven vehicles with lightweight wheels and vehicles with heavy wheels, and I just like the responsiveness you get out of the vehicle with the lightweight wheels. So I'm going to keep that. The tires alone weigh like 50 pounds, so any weight I can save would be good on my unsprung weight in the rear of this thing. But we're not here to talk about that necessarily. We're here to give you guys an overview of the whole project. So here's the plan overall, and then we're going into the individual details just like we did with the rear tires. I plan on running a custom front strut suspension. A strut front suspension, a drag race strut front end is $2,500 for a pair of struts from Strange or something like that. So the pro cars are running all that stuff. But I'm going to go get the same look. I'm going to take a strut suspension out of a factory vehicle and I'm going to modify it, and we're going to get that in here and hopefully save a bunch of weight, clean up the whole engine bay and the suspension area, have a lighter frame, have lighter components, and be able to still do upgrades later based on I'll use vehicles that they make a lot of aftermarket parts for. So even though I'm using stock parts at the beginning of this project because it is a budget build, I'm building it with a focus towards upgradability and being able to buy off-the-shelf parts to put on it later down the road as funds become available or whatever. We can do those upgrades. Okay, so we're probably talking full custom frame, front to back. I am probably going to mount the body directly to the frame. Originally this truck came with 4 bushings holding up the main cab. and it was hovering over a frame. And we're going to build the frame directly into the cab of the truck, I believe. We got enough stuff I've never done before to do on this truck, which is the other part of this project, is that most of this stuff I've never actually done before. So this is a learning experience for me, and you guys get to watch me do it. A lot of stuff we got to think about, a lot of stuff still to plan. I have a big old binder full of measurements and graph paper, sketches, and all that stuff, but the reality is we just got to dive in here and start building pretty soon. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see any more of this truck, and take care of yourselves.